Career pathways. Media, humanities, design, and the arts. Communication skills. Organized communication. Active listening. Giving feedback. Emotional intelligence. Film Director Career Pathway by Aubrey Christie. Media Career Pathway. Media and Film Director Career Pathway. A film director's goal is to capture the audience with the script and scenes. Responsibilities include casting actors, instructing tech crews and actors, editing, and set design. Communication skills. Media Career Pathway. Storytelling and narrative, creative and critical thinking, organized communication, and leadership. Personal experience. I took TV production in my junior year of high school. I realized how much work goes into producing any type of media and began to appreciate it more. I was in the Drama Academy during my 3 years of middle school. We competed in thespians and produced our own plays and musicals. Trivia questions. What communication skills are essential for the media, humanities, design, and the arts career pathway? Organized communication, active listening, giving feedback, and emotional intelligence. Success stories. Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg is a very successful director who started making short films when he was only 12. He dropped out of college and ended up going back to get a degree in the arts. Spielberg makes movies that not only speak to himself, but to others. Michael Bay. Michael Bay is a well-known director, famous for films such as Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. These films were being worked on by Bay at the same time, highlighting how important organized communication is for a director.
Job, Counselor by Alexis Celestino.
Counselor Career Pathway. A counselor is an individual who provides guidance to help people have positive control of their life. Their purpose or goal is to offer guidance to individuals who need help dealing with their life issues. Their responsibilities are to listen to their clients under confidentiality and to help these individuals feel safe and to guide them to a healthier path at life.
Examples of skills and application. Sometimes counselors will use a nonverbal communication by giving a head nod or maybe even a smile. Active listening is also used when the counselor comprehends, retains, and responds to the individual in front of them. Communication skills. Counselor. You need to have active listening skills, nonverbal communication skills, facial expressions especially, emotional intelligence, and problem solving. Success stories. Summers Flanagan. He had a client who told him that I don't have to talk to you, you can't force me to talk to you. And with a little problem solving, this individual was comfortable with him. He knew if he worked on his approach with talking to the individuals, they would improve their communication skills with him as well. As well as a WYS therapist, she met with a young boy named Angel and his mother, Rosa, and they had met previously right after they had an argument on top of all their other arguments. As things were heated, the therapist suggested that the family try to use their active listening skills. She explained what each of them needed to do, and at the end of this session, both family members left with a clear conscience and a new understanding on communication.
Now on to graphic design. And to this, there are goals and responsibilities of a graphic designer. Any goal of a graphic designer is to present their client's project as a success, to complete their client's needs for a project, to develop the project to go to their client. Digital design is when you combine visual elements and editing techniques to create a whole image or picture. So for example, let's say a magazine. They crop out the person, put a background, and it's actually entertaining for advertisement. Responsibilities also comes with being a graphic designer. You have to be prepared. You have to prepare information for your client's project. You have to plan and do proposals, like you propose your client's ideas to make the project more bigger or more presentable. And third, you have to kind of help your client create designs and formats and work together as group members. That's the way to actually present advertisement, movie industries. That's how everybody does it. Active listening is basically listening to your client's main points on the project, being able to speak and actually listen to what they're trying to convert in their project. With problem solving, a graphic designer has to be quick when problems come up. So for example, what if something happened between the project and with your client's project? You have to be able to actually be fast and quick and basically communicate with your client to say, hey, this is the problem, but also have a quick annihilation of solving the problem. Organize. Being organized is when you have to keep track of time, track of difficulties, track of your client's project, and also your projects. Just keeping in order, hey, when is done here? What needs to be done here? Just keeping yourself in order. For graphic design, there are 3 requirement skills: active listening, problem solving, and organization. Basically being organized. In high school, I worked with many high school programs that was going on. I really had best experience with After Effects and animation, Adobe animation. But for most of my time, my art and my animations, I usually work with SAF. It's a drawing app. It's very good and very useful. I actually have very fun using it. As a child growing up, I never had a thought of becoming anything in graphic design, but when I started getting into art, it immediately came my dream of being an animation director. It has been my dream ever since I started, and I'm going to continue living that dream. Applications in graphic design is basically just listening to your client, taking in the points, taking in what needs to be done for the project, and again, staying organized, keeping on track of what's going on with the project. Word search time! Did you know word searches are actually a good way to strengthen your vocabulary and your grammar? It works best for me. I do at least a good 5 word searches a day, and I got better and better every day at many words. So try it out. Okay, so some case studies I worked with is these 2. The district cover and the album cover. The district cover was a contest in my junior year of high school. It was basically we had to follow a theme for the technology conference and create a district background. I really had fun putting many things together, like random things that would kind of fit into the district cover, and it was a pretty fun experience. The second one is the album cover. We were assigned, this was also in my junior year of high school, we were assigned a assignment to create an album cover based on a musician and a song. She assigned us a musician and a song, and we got to work. I really had fun with this one as well. This is like kind of one of my most favorites because it was just fun just working with the elements and all the layer designs. It was actually a pretty fun experience.
Now introducing the teacher career pathway. So what does it mean to be a teacher? Teachers instruct students in a broad range of subjects from standard areas of study such as math, science, and English, as well as history, to other subjects such as art, music, and physical education. They also guide students towards success in school and preparing them for careers in the real world. The goals and responsibilities of being a teacher. A teacher's goal is to promote quality learning, create a safe learning environment, connect with students and parents, and guide students towards success. Responsibilities include leading discussions, creating lesson plans, assessing students, one-on-one and group work, meeting with parents, and teaching benchmarks with certain standards. Communication skills in teaching include organization, emotional intelligence, leadership, problem solving, and nonverbal communication skills such as body language. Now, organization in the classroom is very important as it's much more complicated than having specific places and orders for things. It includes classroom management, creating positive environments, and how the room is set up. All of these factors determine how beneficial the learning will be and how beneficial the teaching will be for the students. Having an organized teacher and having an organized classroom means that little problems will not create chaos. They will not totally distract the whole classroom. Instead, the teacher will deal with it and then they will move on. Having emotional intelligence includes self-awareness, motivation, self-regulation, and empathy. Emotional intelligence allows teachers to connect with their students. Being able to understand students' emotions will be able to help you connect with them better and help you solve problems as well as prevent problems in the future. Younger kids who don't know how to express themselves, you can talk them through it and you can figure out what's going on. With older students, they'll know how to express their emotions. You can sit down and talk with them and you can create a connection with them and then you can make them feel better in a way. Now, leadership is important because teachers are the ones that lead students to success in testing in the real world. They're preparing students for careers outside of school. Teachers must have a vision for their classroom and students and must make decisions as to how to achieve those visions. Teachers are the ones that create the lesson plans and according to the benchmarks and the standards that the state or the country sets. Having a teacher that is able to do that effectively is very important. Now, problem solving and nonverbal communication such as body language. Body language such as hand gestures and eye contact allow teachers to connect with students and relay messages clearly. Problem-solving skills are used when solving math problems or solving a behavioral problem, as well as other problems in the classroom, just little disruptions. But problem-solving, you'll most likely see it's used effectively, especially in math classrooms, like by math teachers, because y'all are solving problems constantly. But being able to solve behavior problems as well, you would have to have problem-solving skills because you have to be able to think of many solutions to the one problem. And body language becomes effective when, especially students who learn visually, body language helps students see what you're trying to say. Personal experience. I used to be a competitive gymnast for 13 years, and I used to coach gymnastics on the side. I used to coach the younger levels as well as the girls in the classes, and that made me consider a career in coaching competitive gymnastics because I always wanted to go to the Olympics ever since I was young. Obviously, that did not happen, but these little girls come in with these big dreams of being successful competitors, and I wanted to be able to help them. And being able to help them made me realize how much I actually do love helping kids and how much I do love teaching. I've always been into school too. When I was younger, I always was in the gifted programs, always cared about having the good grades. My parents also really got me into that. So when I was in second grade, I had a really amazing teacher named Miss Moore, and I still remember the things that she taught me to this day. And some of those things include the 50 Nifty songs, so learning all the states in alphabetical order, learning all the presidents in order from the first until up till Obama at the time. She also let us do some really fun activities in class, such as like making applesauce. We put on plays. And I also had some really other amazing teachers, but that one really stood out to me. And for me, she was loved by so many of her students, if not all of them. And we had a reunion like 10 years after we were out of school, and everyone showed up. There were so many kids here. And so I want to be able to impact kids' lives like that, where they remember me for years into the future and tell their kids about it, and like hope to find teachers that are like that and recommend me to other parents for their students. In high school, I was a teacher's aide for my French class, for my French teacher. And again, just being around the students and seeing the environment and seeing how teachers portray themselves in the classroom and how they teach, it really inspired me to really consider teaching as a career. Now we're going to talk about some success stories of teachers. Two teachers that we're going to look at are Hannah Healy and Elena Sanchez. So Hannah Healy used to be a marine biologist before she got into teaching, and she uses her background knowledge and previous experiences to teach her kids about a variety of topics. She implements classroom etiquette and mutual respect, and she also uses emotional intelligence by greeting every one of her students by name first thing in the morning to show them a level of respect as well as to show them that each of them are special. Miss Elena Sanchez is an English teacher at Hialeah Miami Lakes Senior High School. Miss Sanchez said that she thinks she probably learns as much from them as they learn from me. She implements emotional intelligence, active listening, and student engagement. The principal of the school said she's with her kids, she's involved with them, she's pushing them, she's wanting more from them, knowing that they can produce more, and that's what makes Miss Sanchez a brilliant teacher. It's time to get interactive. We're going to do a crossword. So this is the teacher communication skills crossword, and this is the layout of the puzzle, and then these are the prompts or the hints that are going to get you to figure out what words go in this blanks. Doing crosswords or word searches or any type of word puzzles help you use your brain, and it makes your brain think a little more, and it actually can develop your vocabulary as well as your use of grammar.
Lawyer, Gianna Cook. What do lawyers do? There are many different types of lawyer, from criminal lawyers to immigration lawyers to corporate lawyers. But a lawyer's job is to be a mediator. Lawyers are responsible for writing briefs, speaking in front of juries, and in front of the public at press briefings. Experience and personal interest. In high school, I was part of a youth court, a system where underage offenders have their case prosecuted and defended by teenagers, as well as having a teen jury. I was a clerk, as well as a defendant and prosecutor in many of these cases. I wanted to be a lawyer because I wanted to go into politics. There's a large cross-section of lawyers who become politicians and/or judges. Skills. The skills required to be a lawyer are active listening, critical thinking, and storytelling. You have to have active listening because lawyers have to be able to respond on the fly to answers from witnesses, and they need to know the right questions to ask. They need to have critical thinking because they have to evaluate witnesses and evidence to help build a compelling case. And they need to have storytelling skills because criminal lawyers perform their closing statements as well as build a story to have the innocence or guilt of their client proven. Success stories. Story 1. Public defenders calling for better conditions for inmates with regards to the pandemic. The public defenders are trying to protect their clients' health as well as the general public's. Story 2. Lawyers who had criminal records created mayhem through refusal to communicate with the people they were representing, and other lawyers stepping in to make sure that the poor citizens are still served. Famous lawyer trivia. Who was the first female Supreme Court justice? Do 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 do. Sandra Day O'Connor. Who was the first black Supreme Court justice? Do 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 do. Thurgood Marshall. Who was the first Latina Supreme Court justice? Do 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 do. Sonia Sotomayor. Media, Humanities, Design, and the Arts Career Pathway. Let's review. Overview of career pathway. Here are some skills that you'll need to have any of these careers and what they mean. Emotional intelligence. Being aware about our emotions and having empathy for others. Active listening. Fully listening to the speaker. Critical thinking. Thinking in depth by evaluation to form a judgment or opinion. Storytelling or narrative. Telling a story or narrative to an audience. Organization. A specific order that thoughts, objects, or ideas are arranged in. Leadership. Ability to lead, guide, or influence other individuals or groups. Nonverbal. Body language is eye contact or hand gestures to communicate a message. Problem solving. Finding answers to difficult problems. Overview. Film director. Film directors are important because they create sources of entertainment for society, all while telling inspiring stories and spreading awareness of real-world issues. Their objective is to captivate the audience through script and scenes. They use critical thinking, organization, storytelling, and leadership skills. Overview. Counselor. Counselors are important because they give people opportunities to talk about things that trouble them and can ultimately prevent self-harm or suicide. Their objective is to give people who are struggling or having a bad day a place to vent and express their thoughts. They use emotional intelligence, active listening, nonverbal communication, and problem-solving skills.
In conclusion, graphic design is actually everywhere. It's for sponsors, it's for advertising, movie industry. To promote something is what graphic design is. And putting those elements and everything in those designs is what brings in clients, is what bring in customers. So that's what graphic design is all about. Presenting meaning through designs.
Now let's review what a teacher is. They are important to society because many people are successful in the real world due to being instructed and guided by teachers. Not saying that everyone that's successful has to go to school, not saying that all, but majority of people that have gone to school end up being successful in their careers. Their objective is to create safe learning environments, guide students toward success, and promote effective learning while teaching those subjects such as math, English, history, PE, art, music. They use emotional intelligence, organization, leadership, problem solving, and nonverbal communication skills. Some examples of those skills in use are teachers use organized communication when creating lesson plans for students to follow and when speaking about subjects so students get the specific message. They use active listening when students respond to questions or give their opinion on a subject and give active feedback to the student whether they were right, wrong, or in the middle. Teachers also use their emotional intelligence to better understand students and to resolve conflict.
Overview. Lawyer. They are important because they fight for justice and represent individuals in our society. Their goal is to win cases for their client, and they use active listening, critical thinking, and storytelling. Communication, the human connection, is the key to personal and career success, said by Paul J. Meyer. Now, to roll credits, or, more accurately, works cited.